the other big story, the centre has now facing massive flack from the opposition after it brought in two ordinances to allow the extension of CBI and Enforcement Directorate's director and their tenures. So essentially, government chose the ordinance route to extend the tenures, which is currently 2-year tenure, whether you're the CBI chief or the ED chief. Your term is for 2 years. But now Centre is saying that they can be given extensions 1 year each, up to 5 years. The extensions will need recommendations of a committee. You will need to record and justify, put it in writing, why this decision is being taken in the interest of national integrity. And you'll have to justify that. But essentially, you're allowing one person to lead two of your premier investigative agencies for a period of 5 years from initial term of 2 years. And the controversial part is that the government has chosen to go the ordinance way to do this, not through a bill in the parliament for now. They will, of course, at some point have to do that. The fixed tenure for ED and CBI was 2 years. And when that decision was taken, it was essentially keeping in mind that this allows a new person to come in, do the work, free from government interference, free from worrying about too many adverse reactions or repercussions to the action that they take. The idea was to enable a leader who feels independent enough to lead an investigation agency that doesn't come under political pressure. Now, the opposition claims Centre's new move mocks Indian parliamentary system. And why didn't the Centre wait for the upcoming winter session? Why did they have to take this route? Now, I will also give you some data about how this has become Centre's favorite way of bringing in new legislations, the ordinance way. But let's go across to the panelists who are joining me on this conversation, since this has become a big fight. Chaturupa of the BJP with me this evening, and Tausif Khan, political analyst supporting the TMC with me this evening. Tausif, why is this such a big problem? It's an extension. There will be a committee. There will be recommendations. Just how appointments are made for these posts, extensions will be given.
No, of course there has to be problem. Winter session will start in 2 weeks. Why is BJP committing a fraud on the parliament? Why is this BJP government committing fraud on the people of India? People of India elected member of parliament, and people of India expect that each laws would be first discussed, debated, vetted inside the parliament. But BJP government is bypassing that route. Why this backdoor entry policy? Because there is something that BJP is hiding. There is something that BJP wants to take advantage of, undue advantage, which they are not allowed to do. I mean, giving power to BJP chief to be able to continue in the office for 5 years. This was not thought of. When originally these laws were made, whether it is CBI or ED, even the existence of CBI itself is under challenge. The matter is pending before the Supreme Court. And this government wants one person to continue for entire 5 years. Why so? That person has to be only from RSS. That person only has to favor BJP. That person has to be a puppet of this government.
No, but Tausif, before I get the BJP in on this, at the end of the day, it's an ordinance which can only become a permanent legislation after the bill gets passed. At some point, the ordinance will lapse, and the government will have to take the parliament route. So it's not as if they're going to evade you forever.
Absolutely. Within 6 months, it has to be ratified. But if you take the previous government, the government of UPA, the number of ordinance they had taken in the entire 10-year period, BJP surpassed it in the 6th year of the government. This is basically we are living in ordinance Raj. Ordinance is not the normal way of legislating. Ordinance is the exception. But this exception has been made a rule. Has been made a rule in the BJP's time. So there obviously opposition has to take this up. I mean, the BJP cannot have a free pass. We have a position. The purpose of having a debate and discussion in the parliament is defeated every time you pass an ordinance. The ordinance route is supposed to be, sparsely used, not for each and every purpose. Whenever BJP sees that there's going to be some trouble in the law they propose, they take an ordinance route. Why so? BJP has not been given 500 seats.
In fact, you quoted a statistic just about this government versus the previous one. Let me put it. Let me add to that and say this: the ordnance to bill ratio of the current Lok Sabha, the current one, as of September 2020, when the last session ended, the ordnance to bill ratio is 3.3 times more than that in all of the first 30 years of our parliamentary democracy. In all of the first 30 years, you're 3.3 times more in terms of your ordnance usage now, in ratio to the number of bills you bring in. That's the problem, Shatrupa. It's not just that there is this one example where you've taken the ordnance route, but any legislation that you want and you foresee a problem, you take the ordnance route.
Tanvir, I don't think we're foreseeing any problem here. You see, the way the opposition has been behaving in Parliament and picking up a ruckus and racket every time any BJP parliamentarian opens his or her mouth, they don't even want to, they ask a question and they don't want to hear the answer. So I think the central government probably thinks that they'll be running out of time. We can do the ordinance, and then again, like you very correctly said, we'll have to come back to the parliament and get it passed after debate, etc. But then the work of the government must go on. Now, as far as the opposition is concerned, they have been blaming us for running these central agencies, which I think is very unfair. I mean, everybody knows, and the way it should be done, that all central agencies are run independently and they do their own work. They're not supposed to be under political influence of any kind. And I don't think BJP is trying to influence either ED or CBI or whichever independent agency. But every time...
So then what was the hurry? Why did suddenly we decide now, 2 weeks before the next parliament session, that we need to do this now? Now, this time itself, is it because of the two current gentlemen who are there and before they get out? What was the hurry to bring in this ordinance?
So that I will not be able to tell you what the hurry was, but I am sure there's been much discussion in the top leadership amongst the cabinet leaders, cabinet ministers, and I'm sure they must have thought well about this. One, BJP has not been known to take knee-jerk reactions to anything. So I'm sure it's well thought out matter. And I'm sure it'll be coming back to the parliament.
1 minute, Tausif, 1 minute. No, I ask you this because it's very important. It's not, oh, we are sure they had, meritorious reasons to take this decision. I ask you this question simply because there was no urgency. If it was a matter, for example, the pandemic is on, and we need to right away bring in big financial schemes which are beyond the budget that was approved by the parliament, and we need to implement those schemes for hundreds of thousands of crores, and the parliament is not in session. It's an emergency. People need ration right now. You need to change the law right now. I understand when it's that kind of an emergency. What's the emergency when it comes to the term of an CBI director or an ED director?
Maybe you never know that they're on certain leads, and maybe changing leadership right now might create a problem in certain cases. Maybe they should be allowed to continue their term to bring about fruition of certain leads that these two agencies are on. You never know.
Okay. Yes, Tausif had a question.
We all know. Just pull up the data. The number of visits ED and CBI has taken to non-BJP ruled state versus the BJP ruled state. Picture would be clear. The whole and sole purpose, like Supreme Court had once described, caged parrot. CBI and these central agencies, they behave like caged parrot at the hand of the central government, and therefore they are used as a political tool. We have elections coming. There are states going on election, 3 states at least very soon going for election, and therefore these agencies will be used as a political tool.
So Tausif, if we were to,
all non-BJP
Okay,
states.
if we were to, I will get the BJP to respond in this in just a minute. But if we were to buy your argument, if we were to believe the argument that you're making, Tausif Khan, of how even the current government, like the last government, uses the agencies for their own political benefits, then what stops them from doing it with the next guy? Why do they need the same guy? I'm sure they can find another senior official who will give in to their pressure. How does that justify? How does that logic really work with the change in tenure? Unless you're just making a big issue out of it.
No, if the tenure becomes a very important factor, if there are people who are involved in a certain case and you want the same chief to continue because you expect the same chief to behave in a certain way, then you would want that tenure to continue. And it's a very easy guess that anyone can make. The question here is that if the original law provided only for 2-year term, then you want to extend it for another 3 years, then wait for the parliament to continue. Because the parliament opens only in 2 weeks. Now, you want to escape that route. You want to escape the route of this debate, discussion in the parliament. You are postponing it for another 6 months. Yes, you are right that it has to be finally the ordinance has to be ratified. But then BJP government buys 6 months time period within which they will have a free hand. In the coming 6 months period, you will see so many elections are pending. We have Goa elections, we have Uttar Pradesh elections,
Yeah, okay.
we have other states going on election.
Okay, I'm a little short on time. Quick
aim is on the state election.
Yes, okay. A quick response from Shatrupa on this before we wrap up.
Tanvi, I think the opposition, as usual, is running around in circles, chasing its own tail. There's actually not much of a problem. Yes, they have a problem with the ordinance. I'm sure to facilitate smoother government and faster decisions, we have taken the ordinance, but it obviously has to be vetted by Parliament, so they will get their chance. If they learn to behave in Parliament, if they don't throw up a ruckus every time, if they can actually talk civilly, I'm sure everybody will get a chance to debate on every single issue that we have taken an ordinance on. So I don't see why they have to go up in arms every time we open our mouth. Let them wait, let the Parliament swing in session, and I'm sure we'll have enough time for discussion on every single issue. After all, our government, the Honorable Prime Minister, the Honorable Home Minister, each of the cabinet ministers are absolutely open. If you remember, the Honorable Prime Minister's opening speech for the last.
If you make those claims, we'll literally go down the rabbit hole, Shatrupa, where much debate will then happen about the way certain legislations were passed in parliament sessions last year and the year before that, including the farm laws. So let's not say that there is enough space for debate every single time on contentious issues. It does become a problem. The opposition doesn't allow the parliament to function to begin with, and when finally there is some conversation, the voting becomes a little unclear in the way it takes place. That being said, what is the effective difference that happens in this case? You can only extend, under the new ordinance and the new rule thereby, extend the tenure of these chiefs by a year and subsequently another year and another year. By then, the ordinance will have to be taken up as a bill in the parliament, debated and then voted on. Is this really an issue that the opposition wants to fight on? While that being said, we must keep in mind that the trend of ordinances is not really a good one in a parliamentary democracy. The parliament is there for this very reason, that you have exhaustive conversations, discussions, healthy debates, and then after due deliberation and consideration, you pass legislations in this country. You pass the bills in this country. Once upon a time, there used to be one ordinance for every 10 bills that were brought in by the government. This is now, number has gone to 3.3 ordinances, which is not okay. Why take this route when a parliamentary democratic setup is there? Unless there's an emergency. This, of course, is not a case of emergency.